Once you're in After Effects, we're going to want to go to File, Import, and hit File, of course, and navigate, import your folder or file. I already got mine in here before, so I'm going to drag it in. Once you got the EXR in, you're going to click it, drag it out to the window, create a new comp. This is just an image, but mine at a time because of my last composition I made. Now, the EXR is going to look different than what the file was when you rendered it out, because one, it's only going to bring in the alpha channel, which is basically what you're seeing here. There is no background associated to it, such as the one you rendered out, and it's also going to be overexposed, but that's not a problem because when we get into the effects, it'll fix it automatically. So just make sure you have that selected. Go to Effect, 3D Channel, Extractor. That should be in CS3 and CS4, as I said earlier. Once you get that clicked, it automatically fixes everything for you. That's all we need to do for this layer. You're going to go to go down to the timeline, click your layer, and either if you're on a Mac, Command D or Control D on PC, and duplicate the layer. And then you're going to click in here and bring up your Z depth on this, because that's our depth information right there. Hit OK. Basically makes it a black and white image, but that's not a problem. That's supposed to happen, so don't worry about that. Now you're going to hit Control Shift C, or if you're in Mac, Control or Command Shift C, which is going to pre-compose that layer, move all attributes in the new composition. OK. Double click it, select your layer, and now we can begin to adjust our depth. Let's zoom in here. This will be different for each image you have, so don't really pay attention to what I'm doing because you got to tweak it. And you can already see that whenever I do this, this is going to be the main thing in focus, and then from there back it's not going to be all that great. Let's bring that in, and if we bring this in or reverse this, we can. I want to make the ball the main focus. Usually that's how you have to have negative values in the black point and positive in the white. Let's go to maybe 15. Crank this up a little bit. Oops, wrong way. Let's do 12. And what that'll do is cut all this out and leave that the primary focus thing, or we can go to maybe 10, and then that'll make that a little bit in focus as well. Once you do that, go back to your main comp, which that's where this is located. That doesn't need to be on, so disable that layer. Before we go any further, when you actually apply the blur, this is going to really mess up the edges, so just scale those up to maybe 101%. And what I did there is just clicked S, hit S for scale, and pretty easy. You've got that. Go ahead and go up to blur and sharpen. Now there's two different blurs you can use to do this. Well, the ones I recommend the most are your compound blur, which is going to give you faster rendering times, but not as high as quality blur. Or you can do the lens blur, which is top notch but extremely slow render times. On a Mac, which is what I'm using, the MacBook Pro, 2.6 gigahertz dual core with 4 gigs of RAM, it's unbelievably slow. That just gives you an idea how slow it is. So use it at your own risk. You can see that I brought it in. It's really just blurred the whole image because we don't really have the depth map layer selected, so you're going to want to go to Comp 1. And if you look at it, what it did here was inverted the map. That's good, but that's not what we want, because if we go back over here, this is what we wanted in focus. So what you gotta do is you gotta invert it, and now look what we got. That's all in focus. That's not, and blah, ta-da. There you go. You have it. And to make this, just to get rid of them jagged edges, this is just something else I guess you can add in. go to the matte choke. Well, let's do simple choker, and we'll choke the matte by 1. Well, no. Let's do matte choker. Bring that in. Softness. Bring that up just a tad. And there we go. It should not affect anything else in the scene except here. You can obviously see that there what happened to it. You're gonna have to play around in the settings. I don't really care for it, so I'm not gonna mess with it. If you want, add a background. Make comp size, background, drag it underneath that, or yeah, that should work. Effect, generate ramp. Oops. Well, that would be a neat effect, but that's not what we want. Generate ramp. Oh yeah, look at that. Okay. This has been a very short, non-detailed tutorial, but it does get the point across. And any questions, just ask. Any requests, if you guys want requests, I need requests. I do not know what to teach because there's nothing to teach because I don't know what nobody knows. So let me know what you want to know, and if I know it, I'll do my best to explain it to you the best that I can. You guys have fun.